His choice was not a popular one with the family, but many decades later, Winston Blake will remain the household name in the world of sound system music.
Winston, welcome.
Hi, Clarence.
And why is this? Think about music, and you must think about Winston.
We were fortunate. We just happened to be in the right place at the right time. We're a product of the parish of St. Thomas, Morant Bay to be exact. In 1950, we left Morant Bay. I went to Morrison's, and my elder brother Trevor went to KC. We were living over in the west, Chisholm Avenue, over by where we live now. It was off Hyde Park Road, the Line Avenue. But to get to school, we had to take what we call a cross-town bus, which left from Chisholm Avenue. And I think it was number 21, Chisholm Avenue to Crossroads. In Crossroads, which was a terminus, it was a terminus for the 2021 bus, and also the stop that you took it, when it was run back. There was a restaurant right in front of where Mother's Passage is now, called Challoner's restaurant, run by, I call him Mr. Chin because I just can't remember his name. But he had one of the first sound systems called Skyrocket. Sometimes I would deliberately miss the bus just to hang out at Challoner's because he used to play the latest records, rhythm and blues, because at the time it was R&B. They were just coming out of the what do you call the standards, the jazz standards, the Count Duke Ellington, the Harry James, the Count Basses, the Tommy Darcy's, the Jimmy Darcy's,
The Jamaican music in the music.
The very early 50s? No. We used to listen to most of the records on radio that we got from overseas, also from the station that was then here called ZQI. Right? But most of us used to be fortunate because we could pick up much more catchy in those days. A lot of stations from overseas, WNZ. We used to pick up 2 R&B stations out of Tennessee called Randy's and Ernie's. We used to listen to it every night, and that's where we used to get a lot of our records from, because we sent for those records.
What we can call Jamaican music is the turn of the 60s.
No, it started a little before that, in the latter part of the 50s. But prior to that, Jamaican music in the 50s was made out of mainstream music was mental. The Lord Flies, the Lord Fleas, Count Lash, Baba Motor, Count Owen,
And these were promoting the music because the office and the radio.
No. ZKI was our Jamaican radio station. They would play most of the fun stuff. Mostly. The records we heard then was most of the fun stuff. But Stanley Motor, who I think was probably the premier or the first person who started recording in Jamaica. In those days, he went in the studio, and whatever you did, you came up with a record the same day. It's like cutting a job then, right? Jamaican music, my early recollection of anything early was in 57. I think with Teddy Brown, Beyond the Hill, right? Which was in Korean Head, right? And then I remember 2 records that were very prominent as very early records was Derek Harriet, Lollipop Girl. And
that was the first.
Yes. And Laurel is in Theophilus Beckford. He's snapping about the early records. That might have been 61, 62.
Did you really have any name on the Jamaican music? I mean, I know the Jamaican music always just name the ska, the rock thing.
No, then I think in that era, yes, when we started to, we had some names that were tagged to certain types of American music. For example, the slow type of beat which like eternally doom do doom do doom doom do doom. You said the yank.
Right.
Yank. And that yank was one of the most popular dances right there in Jamaica because I can remember seeing a headline, no beds for yankers in the University Hospital. People used to yank was a hip thing and that was a very popular music. Then I think they had a dance called the bed bug, where you like to search for a bug and then you find them and you kill it. Because the when you are a dance with a record, it generates a lot of excitement. I just know with the vocal, I just know with the switch, I just know with every dance. Whenever a dance comes along with a record, it really generates excitement, and people who normally would not even dance get interested in dancing because this is, when you look at that, a lot of people doing something. Even if you're not a dancer, you want to be a part of that, because if you're not, if you left out.
Ska started really about early 60s.
Ska started early 60s, and ska, ska. Okay, yes. You see, what will happen, is that before we got there, we have to get to the sound system era, because the sound system era was what brought along really, to a great extent, the massive part of the record producing era. It existed before, but the sound system and they were the people who generated both movements in terms of recognition for records and sales of records. Because in the early days of Jamaican music, outside of the Stanley Motors, to my knowledge, never ever went into what we call pre-release. But the pre-release part of the record, where the record was sold on just a blank label for a period of anything from 3 to 4 to 5 months before it was released on a label with information. The pre-release would sell for anything from £2, that was the pound era, to £2.50, or...
And that's probably like 5 times the cost of an album.
No, the other record would sell for normally 7 and 6. A normal record, release record would sell for 7 and 6. And if you catch a steal, it will get for 4 shillings. That is long after it's been abused, you know what I mean? So I know of cases where pre-release records, just as like openly dominated like a lot in that era. And Coxsons have some great records, Duke have some great records, but sold as much as something like 40, 50, 60,000 records on pre-release.
So by this time we had started exporting of music then.
We didn't start to export in terms of, you mean selling records abroad. Okay. No. Industry has been a very funny industry in terms of not a lot of information was ever given to the artist in terms of exactly what happened to the record. So nobody could tell them to the extent of how many records were overseas. What could have happened is that the English market was always a very powerful market, because a lot of our people went to England during that period on the ships, Kenya and the various banana boats and the various ships. A lot of our people on the planes, there was a mass migration to England. So we had a hardcore of Jamaicans who wanted the music. The music was released in England under a title called Blue Beat. Blue Beat basically was Jamaican, ska Jamaican aspect music, right? And that was not really exported. It was given to companies over there to release. They came and got some sort of rights and they released the records, right, in conjunction with the producers here. So at that time, I don't think the producers and people were aware of a potential to export the music. As a matter of fact, how the industry was run is that you want to sing a song, I might give you $20 per song, or $30 per song, depending on what I think that song is. Just very speculative. There was a great ignorance that permeated the industry then, because as a result of that, there was a lot of strong and bitter feelings that still exist between producer and writer. I mean, an artist, because no artist would believe that after 20, 30 years, a record like Carolina or Snapping or the Coxsons portfolio records, the Duke portfolio records, that all old records would be in demand the way it is today.
If you think about oldies from anywhere.
I never ever boast about being number one. I expected that for people to make that decision. But what I would just say is that in this room is my Mercedes Benz, my house on the hill. I mean, I've invested back heavily into the music. That's what I love. I've always said I actually love music. And I make no apologies for that. My family knows, the everybody knows that. I mean, I have dedicated myself to music. And I'm prepared to stand the consequence in the life of even family for that purpose. You understand? Because I knew this is what I wanted to do from everything. I had the power of thought. You know, so I knew I was going to do that. So I've done that. I mean, I've worked in this room that I've never ever created. I was going through records, and sometimes I go through records, I just laugh and I see them. Because I have records here that people have produced that they haven't got a copy of. Because in those days, when you produce a record and it doesn't work, you just publish it there, I'll just publish something else. I'll do over the tape. I think Cosby has been guilty of re-recording over a lot of stuff and tape that he recorded on originally. But you got well, when the record didn't sell, it's finished, it's done, so make a system else on it. Yes, I play records here. And why I am here is I just went back to some of the producers and play some records. And I know them when they sit on there and just had a fact over records that they did that were so good that they had competition with the place and there was so much good product. But a lot of those records, because they didn't listen in their stage. You understand? They were cutting out the popular track of the DJ as they do out the radio station. It's just bad. I mean, when you listen to it now, a lot of the junk that is being created as Jamaican music out there. There's no competition because what fascinates me that alright, if you are a church fan, you ask to create something, they don't do a good job. Right? Alright, that's the fact. And obviously you're not going to create it. So I'm going to give you the original product. That is a tennis racket. This is how it's made. 10 strings up, 10 sticks down, your hands like a big element. That's a tennis racket. And I do that everything. And you come out with a rose product. And that's the music thing today. I listen to people doing over these guys just like that. I'm so much worse off every record I've done. I've done records. And I took my place. 99 life. You know, and them pick him up, them lick him down and bounce right back. The industry is a junk industry. You understand? I mean, there are very good things coming out of it. But unfortunately, something is happening that is so unpleasant in that
they also got
the people who come to the music are not really nurturing and giving attention and tuning to good part of the industry. And a lot of things that you and really spin off friends and the table business. You understand? I mean, you're not afraid to say that. Everybody who is in the business knows that a lot of what is being projected and being played on these radio areas. Because if you're driving and you're listening and it's 10 months for music, you have to say, what is this? And you know basically all is happening here is friend and friend and on the business because everybody is saying, oh, to drive a little bit at the end of it, out to just be to the different. But as far as I'm concerned, it's not good. Musically, because good music, good records have been made.
What have you said, starting from the early days, the radio never seemed to be the forerunner of supporting Jamaican music.
That's it always was. And the good thing about the industry is that it's sensitive. For example, I have a particular record that we call American Sandbook, both local and otherwise. But overseas, if you play with those American records, the Americans have never heard them in their lives. And a lot of them are flip sides. You understand? Because the marketing thing, in America sometimes, I just don't understand who choose that. This country makes undoubtedly the best music in the world. There's no country I compare to what is made in America, in every aspect of music. But still, real good music, you want to hear real good and real good artists, that's in Europe. Because they have a better taste of, and a better sense of melody. And to me, the lyrical structure in America is more or less a program society, a lot of marketing. And anybody can be a star overnight if you come and decide that. That's what you're not going to touch.
What were the night spots in Jamaica, dance spots coming?
That's a rough question, but people tend to think of Kingston or Jamaica, so I suppose. They were popular in the 60s generally. The night spots were basically what you call lawns, which would be usually at the back of houses, or sometimes just they were built on their own, just lawns. There were schoolrooms, right? There were church halls sometimes, in some cases. But schoolrooms is the venues. And then there were popular venues like lodge halls. Because like you can hear like Success Hall, but like Success, but like Jubilee. Sudak used to have a very popular place called Clippers. Used to have like this on the road, or like barbecue. You had Maxine here, which was a territory that was like, because in the 60s, one of the most popular venue was the house dance. Just that I got my popularity, playing houses. In some cases, like, I had the first to play like that, Copacabana, like the Wembley Sports Club. I cricket club like the Lucas, they would have dances there sometimes. Wembley, the sports club, the pavilions, the cricket pavilions. Because cricket was really big with the cricket was, the big game. A cricket match in a parish, or they played a battle event, like the political meeting. Those were big social events. It's in the 60s, when I was having a political meeting, that was an event where you could go out to. The old town came out. That was something you actually look forward to. I want to hear what we played first, which is called a century. I'm sure a lot of people here have never seen what a century looks like. This is our record, their first made. And it's played on a speed, it's called century because it's been a speed for a century, it's very fast. Right?
And the record dropped on the floor.
You're a loser. This was made out of, it's a vinyl, but a much metal type of vinyl. You understand? And these would break. I remember playing a dance one night. I don't want to say this, please don't hold it against me. The police. But the policeman was coming and stumbled. The dance and stumbled and fell and broke 6 of my records. I didn't speak that man for about 10 years. The records came in these days. The records came in mostly by farm workers on ships, sailors. And one of the places that you get a lot of records was in the houses of leisure. You understand? And also farm workers who travel in and would sell them or private time to the people who were in town. And the permanent people in town, they just had like Duke Reid. Because Coxon was a farm worker. And Coxon was a source of supplying Duke Reid immediately before he started out in 1957. Coxon, and sound system. Sound system here. There were early people like Tom, Rocket Nick, Duke Reid, the other people who were the early people. But even before them, you had a guy by the name of Roy White, who used to fix amplifiers and used to do things, and he used to have a lot of songs, and used to play a lot of jazz stuff and a lot of things like that. And you also had Early Brown, the current president of the journey, who made a major contribution to the fact he used to be an amplifier builder also, and he used to play a lot of this stuff too. Because they must go on record as being pioneer people in terms of the old sound system here. They had record shops like Bonard, like Jack Taylor, you had, I think, Raleigh and Bradshaw also had a record shop. These were pioneer people in terms of the whole industry. These were the records that used to line up for. I remember buying the middle of my lunch money, which was 7 and 6 in that day, to spend directly like this, because Don't Break the Promise by Milton Lewis from Duke Reid and starve the whole week as a result, you know what I mean? But the thing was this, when you got a record like this, then, like if the person has scratched at me, that was not important. It was important that you would do to make sure it stays like this now. All information goes. You understand? So the whole thing was not to make your opponents get to know the name of the record that you were playing. So from you, and the people who brought in the record would want their competitors to know the name of the record because they would want to sell as much as they can of this stuff before anybody gets a hold of it. So they would stack up the record even before they sold you.
Coming down into the 70s. I mean, you got into quite a bit of production work.
Well, I still have a lot of product. I have at least about 3 or 4 albums with Prince and of very good material release. I started disinterested in recording after a while and lost my appetite when I realized that the station was on good records, but when you produce the records, they won't play it. They play the garbage, the garbage, you understand? And after a while, I think it took quite a lot of frontline producers. And I don't normally give up, but in the record industry, you are forced to. It's a very expensive industry. Money. I think you try to, you must realize that also. You know what? It is money, and if you get the money up front, if you work at it, you have a strong source. Once you lose that, then you have to probably go work something else to come back to production and recoup. Right? Well, right now I'm ready, but what I'm going into now is like that's an extremely good artist. I fool around with jazz, popular music, and I'm looking at some of those people. I'm not against any kind of music. That's what to me is exciting. It has a lot of potential. It takes a lot from our poker and mentor and coming a beat, which are the most exciting rhythms, African rhythms that there are out there. What I have a problem with is that anything that is paraded as good music at its time. You understand? When an artist goes to the studio and they sing anything without any consideration that the people, the children of tomorrow are going to be the people singing those songs. When he has no responsibility. When he just comes on stage and say anything before anybody, I have a problem with these things. And I cannot promote these artists. And if I can't help it, I don't want him to play the record.
No, you think that we probably were spoiled a bit when it was really the days of culture music and when all music had to really have some social.
No, it was never so defensive. No. Because you had Bob Marley was considered roots in the sense, you know. And if you listen to Bob Marley's records then, the One Love and it's all his records then, Search Up and his Nice Time. No, really, they were saying nice things, pleasant themes. Not all of them were cultural. The cultural group of the time, and we consider the real hardcore roots group was Burning Spear. You understand? When people were saying something, every time just something physical, they make a statement culturally. But I'm just saying that it was just a time when excellence prevailed, because it had to prevail, because the people who were music then were students. Because it was a time of Cooksey, Ronald Fudge, all these were alpha graduates, after school people, who came out of the same big time jazz era, after they were able to learn to read music, knew when a man was going off key, when an artist was singing, and these were the people who became very prominent in the production line for Studio One, Roland and Techno 2 is the bulk of Studio One recordings between both of them. You cannot talk about Studio One and do not mention Roland Alfonso and Techno 2. Costin was just what they call it, man to some extent, doing the work with them, but deciding what material go on the road. Because Costin also had 2 or 3 sets out there with different people who was the song that called it shots out there. Right? Because in those days, the sound system, being an arm of promotion, it was a natural lead in for the sound system owner to be a producer. Because the sound system was an outlet for production. And it exactly was basically the best A&R in the man in the records. When them guys go and break a record, a Prince Buster, or a Sis, or a Machuki, or whatever them guys take a record and play for 15, 20, 30 times for the night. Then just take it and say, this record is it. Even when I started in sound, middle class, upper class, people little touch. When I was very 50 and indicated that this is what I was going to be a disc jockey, everybody come with the white sheet of the family. You understand? You understand? Yeah, you understand? Yeah, basically because I just couldn't understand why them just understand why this youngster would get the secondary education and would want to end up in life playing a sound system. It sounds crazy, and I thought probably I was crazy too, but I knew what I wanted.
Now, seeing to the day, then we have most arguments about whether or not Jamaican music is going to be remaining Jamaican music and go popular, or it's going to be infiltrated by, for instance, soca and...
Okay, listen. Jamaican music is not pure. It came from R&B. It came from mental. So, in Jamaica, there can be no argument about that. An idea is only yours as long as you don't articulate it. Once it comes out, it belongs to the universe. Anything that you do, it's a good idea. It belongs to the universe. What you must make sure you do in terms of the copyright laws and the various things is make sure that whatever happens in the long run, you get credit for the idea. Nobody can claim any one sound because our sound is linked to Africa, is linked to that African. Soca is very African. You understand? Soca and mento is very African, very Jamaican. Soca and mento was there before reggae. In my time, I remember dancing to parties where mento was a dance all of the day. That was a prominent music played in the parties in the early 50s. When you got a party, you could just count like the Baba Motor, the guy with the house, the sheep on top, the what is sexy big boy, Ethiopia, them using dominate things like, and in the sound system era, those records dominated the sound system era a lot, the mental.
So looking then at the future of Jamaican music, what do you see ahead?
Future's bright. Very bright.
Like other fellas that I know can do.
There is a lot of room for a lot of things to happen. What is happening now is good in that the DJs seem to enjoy a lot of the financial rewards that the vocalists, people like Marley and these people who made a base contribution. Well, I think the Marley is an exception. But that reggae music in total and sort of the vocal part, a lot of these people enjoy what they are, but that's things that I'm against personality, is that either. There is a room out there because a lot of things are happening in a lot of different countries and a lot of people have different choices. Japanese are coming out here and buying up like the oldies and the studio one selections in droves. Europe is demand for that sort of thing. And there are certain countries who like mainstream reggae, who don't necessarily like the DJ part of it. You understand? And there's still and up to now, a DJ has not been that successful on the English chart. 99% of our records have been vocal going up on the English chart. So there's the music industry is hot. You understand? Big companies need to look at the music industry. Because if you just when you're sleeping, it's going clean for you. When you're sleeping, you back to your record, sounds in your record, you will play. It's only like it promotes itself automatically. Once you put it out there, it just keeps going. You understand? But big companies need to really assimilate some knowledge of the industry and look at it and really invest in it. Because it is really one of the hardest items for me.
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time out from a very busy schedule
And for you, my brother. For you, and for the music. Take time of
Gather together, be brothers and sisters, we're independent. Join hands to hands, children started to dance, we're independent.
His choice was not a popular one with the family. But many decades later, Winston Blake will remain the household name in the world of sound system music.